Hello everyone and welcome back to Miss Jessica's Art Club. We are going to do a mini winter scene today. This is a 4" by 4" canvas. It came in a 6-pack. It was $8.99 from Hobby Lobby. So I have a few different shades of blue and teal and purple. Some nice cool colors for this winter scene. I am getting started with a very thin brush. This is a very small needlepoint brush, and I'm just going right in and making one squiggly line, and this will be our mountainscape in the background. So I picked a medium toned color for this mountainscape, and I'm just adding some white here to move that down the canvas and lighten it up a little bit. And I'm just going to bring this shade a little down into the foreground of the canvas. And I'm grabbing a darker blue here and getting that really fine tip on the paintbrush. And I'm just making some vertical lines on each side of the canvas. You want to keep your trees at the top very thin and then make them wider as you go down the page. This is how I like to twist my paintbrush. When you kind of roll and twist that, it makes a really beautiful fine tip on the brush. Since this is such a small canvas, you do not need to press hard with your paintbrush at all. You want to get that really fine tip and then just lightly flick for the branches going down the tree. It helps if you put your pinky on the edge of the canvas to kind of stabilize you. I found that here to help, but make sure your pinky is free of paint. That will possibly smudge your canvas. And I spaced out my pine trees just enough to give a little dimension here. And now I am going to work on the background, and I'm doing this light purple for the sky. I'm going to come back to the sides of this canvas after I finish the front. So I had to get really close to this line here because we want this edge to be super crisp. So do your best to balance yourself out and be really steady when you go in and bring this background sky color to the edge of your land. So I actually took a break here and let this dry for a little while, and then I came right back to it, and I thought that it needed some more teal in the foreground, so I just added some more paint and brought that down in there. I liked this method of doing like really thick globs of white after everything dried so that it would have some dimension and kind of look like snowbanks kind of forming. I also wanted to add some white to detail these pine trees, just like a fresh snow has just fallen. So I added some little wispy clouds to the sky. Then I thought I would add glitter. I love glitter. You can leave this out if you want, but now you will see that I'm going in and doing those edges. This is a really thick canvas, so I just couldn't leave these edges white. It would have driven me nuts. So I went with this darker purple and then just kind of floated in the darker purple to my light purple background. I used the same shade of blue as I did for the pine trees for the sides and the bottom of the canvas. I used that same method and kind of brought it into the front of the canvas a little bit. It made it feel like more snowy somehow. It was really feathered and pretty, so I really like doing this on the edges, and it kind of brought everything together. And then when that was dry, I thought that the middle really needed something, so I added a little snowman here. And yep, just 3 nice thick globs of white paint for that little snowman fella. This felt like the perfect painting to do in January. I loved creating this project, and I hope y'all loved watching Miss Jessica's Art Club. See you next time.